Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included on hard mode on this very hot asteroid. What I'd like to do today, I actually can't. Actually, let's cover what I did last time and then we'll cover that. Last time I made these transit tubes and I've got an access way up here. And I've got this transition to jet suits. Now, what I'd like to be able to do with that is build a bunch of solar panels, a bunch of bunker doors with automatic opening, closing, mining equipment, and all that. But I don't have enough steel. So what I'm going to start with today is to set myself up to be able to generate all the steel that I need. But I'm going to have a couple projects to keep us busy whilst the tubes start producing steel in some of the industrial area down here. And I'm getting a little bit tired of having to empty these guys and reset that. So I think we're going to start with an infinite gas storage and sorting. And then after that, I think there's going to be, because I don't think that'll take too long, we will make a stable for some oil slickers, or I guess just slickers. In fact, maybe we'll target a molten slicker since we've got one. That means I need carbon dioxide. So with that, I'm just going to get some fossil because that's going to be part of the system we're going to start with. So obviously these dupes are going to be outputting some carbon dioxide. We've got some carbon dioxide coming from an oil refinery, but this is a one dupe show over here, slowly producing more hydrogen. But not only can this asteroid over here produce hydrogen, because we've got carbon dioxide guys right here. I'm going to analyze that, and we're going to analyze this guy. We're going to be able to get carbon dioxide from that. So Explorer's going to do some digging in that direction, and I will get started with the plans over here. Last time, it did not take long to get totally tubular, one of the achievements. I expected that to take a little bit longer, but that's nice. So what we're going to start with, just think we can afford to go on maximum speed. We're going to clear out this area for the hydrogen storage. We'll start with the hydrogen, and then we'll do carbon dioxide, chlorine, natural gas. Actually, I don't think we need natural gas because somewheres we sure already have natural gas storage. There it is there. We do need to deal with the natural gas that's building up. That'll be part of today's mission. And I'm going to get Explorer to bring down some petroleum, get a liquid pass right along this point here. With a little bit of insulation. In fact, not even sure I need that as insulation, but I don't think it'll hurt. Loving the fact that they've got a jet suit. And we'll bring scientists over to do some analysis. Okay, well, with this, let's move on to the next bit. Here is the plan for hydrogen storage. We're going to get the input to go in the top. And I'm going to flow this such that it goes priority here first. But if it can't, it's going to dump some gas down here with a little bit of petroleum to do that. And we're going to override this such that the gas that goes in is going to be taken from the outside first before the pump goes in. So basically that connecting to there, down, and this is where we'll be consuming this. Also insulated that since it's expecting that to be very cold hydrogen. We don't need, I don't even know. You know what? Let's insulate in here, but I could always insulate this later. Let's just see what happens without insulation. And then we'll add insulation if need be. The idea is, from here, where we're pulling in our hydrogen, send that over here. A little bit of a jump that's needed at that location. Let me see if I can find some petroleum lying around somewheres. Oh, already have that selected. Okay, let's see. 100, that's going to be a little much. Is there somewhere else? I'll see if I can find another piece. Another 100. Maybe that's the only one. There's a bunch over here. They all seem to be oddly at 100, which, you know what I can do? If that's the case, that's fine. But, hold on, that didn't work. Let me relocate that way up here. Take this out just so that it can, the excess can flood over to the side. We can't have that pressuring this. This can be overpressured at 20, so 100 clearly is going to be too much. Let's make sure Explorer is, oh, they're just waiting for some oxygen to get in their suit. Fair enough. Dig that out for some of this. Actually, I think I'm doing this in the wrong order. I should, because the whole idea of today is to get my dupes. Okay, I'm getting too excited. I forgot. Oh, a little bit of mop up in the kitchen storage area there. I want to make some steel. So I'm going to ask for that. Lime is limiting factor. We'll make some more refined carbon. 50 pieces down there. Let's see, then we'll go steel. 99 iron ore. But it is lime that we need, and I think I'm going to build that in this zone. Okay, so glad that I caught that I was missing this. Also realized that not picking up food, this location. So now we've got 2 grills. See natural gas spilling over. That's a sign that I need to empty some of the gas over here. So I'm going to aim to do that. And hopefully by the end of this episode, I will no longer need to do this, which will be super, super nice. Might as well do a mop up to that area. But 2 rock crushers. Storage of, oh, and I see that we've trapped an unfortunate Pep. Okay, Pep, if you could just get out of there. Let's restore this. And what I'm wondering is, if I put an auto sweeper here, will that be able to access both equipment? It cannot. In fact, I don't think it can access either. Oh. Okay. What I might need to do is just build something over with the auto sweeper on either side like this. So I want to store some fossil here. I'm going to ask for more fossil to be mined from everywheres. So with our jet suits, this should not be a big deal. In the process, we're going to get a little bit of lead as well, which could still be useful in and of itself. Okay, so back over here. Got my fossil storage. Let's make sure. Okay, that's what I want. In fact, I actually only need one side. Since this can access both this guy here and both equipment, then everything's pretty much in order. I could, in theory, restore that. Grab that just for the lead purposes. Curious if we've got any sport. Should we have a little bit in the liquid, but not outside that, so not too worried. Let's just smash this whole area. Getting tons and tons of fossil. And I think for the purposes, I want both asteroids covered. Both this asteroid and explorers. So we'll get in a bunch here. I think we will have, we may have enough. Looks like I already dug out the fossil that was over here. Any other oil biomes? There's some over here. Let's just finish off with maybe tapping into that up there. And let's say that's enough. If that's the case. Let's put in auto sweeper quickly. Oh yeah, eggshell is the other thing that we could use. We actually should have a lot of eggshells with all the stables. Fossil the lime. Let's make that forever. And eggshell the lime. Probably don't have much poke shells. That's all right. Okay, so we've got production of that going on. That should allow us to start to generate the steel that we're going to need in the next episode. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be in the next episode where I cover that. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go back to this project over here, which will require me to empty this guy and then finish this up. Okay, and what I will want is, for future proofing, going to use the conductive wiring. We're going to aim to create a vacuum in here. Do we have, we'll just do regular connection for now. Should check on Explore. I have a little bit of sand, even though there's an exact, should have sent that to over on this asteroid. Okay, Explorer still has, don't know that I even care about that being insulated because it's going to land hot either way. And it's only a one-time transfer. So it will create a warming effect in here. Let's just make things a little bit easier. But there's no point of doing that unless we build this first. Okay, so that will get that done. What I'm going to do, because I kind of want this to happen in the background, I'm going to make this a priority 4 and a priority 4, so it becomes like a background process. Why do... Oh. Hold on. Oh, this one, okay, I copied the wrong one. This is the one for the deep freezer on this side. What I should have done is hit copy here and paste that. That should make... Okay, well, the Duke picked it up, but in the future, I think that is the one that actually has our barbecue meat. It does. Okay, perfect. All right. So with that fixed up, let's come back over here. Let's put that piece in. Put a rush on this. Check our liquid store. I'm letting a little bit of hydrogen sweep over to the other side. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I just want to try to limit the carbon dioxide in the hydrogen world. It's the idea I'm going for anyway. And I'm more interested, actually, I'm planning on making liquid carbon dioxide. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I may reverse course on this. But my thinking is this. This whole area, let's actually investigate carbon dioxide. See this... Oh, that's... Okay, carbon dioxide. I was going to say, that makes absolutely no sense. Carbon dioxide, in its liquid form, turns to a solid at -56. It outputs here... That should tell us -55. So it's like, and does it come out as a liquid? It says liquid carbon dioxide, so that tells me that, yeah, it must be a liquid. If we can keep this environment cold below that, let's say we're targeting a minimum of -60 and -90, -88. If I can transport, my idea is I like to transport that, not there, up to here. And then we'll have this is insulated. I'm going to have to, I'd have to share that with the liquid. Okay, as I talk about this, I might be changing my mind. I've got two options. I could either warm this up such that it makes carbon dioxide gas and then output that. The problem with that is then we're either going to have to share a carbon dioxide and hydrogen, or liquid carbon dioxide and the liquid. I think it's more important that I maintain my liquid line going in here and not bother with the complexities of liquid carbon dioxide. So with that, maybe I do want this set up. So I'm going to reestablish this and we'll get back to it. So it's taking me a little bit of time to figure out where to go. I've decided we're going to move over. I don't really need to have this as insulated. This is actually a temporary thing anyways. So I'm going to set this up to drop some petroleum just as a liquid airlock. And then we're going to go into these areas. We're going to seal them up anyways. Probably going to go, yeah, we're definitely going to look at the gas export rather than liquid. So Explorer does that. Go back over here. Let's validate this setup is good. Awesome. So we'll want to take that out. I'm insulating this since this may be very cool stuff. Let's start to connect this through. So that's hydrogen. And we want to have that go out in this direction. Let's jump over that. Send some hydrogen back. And this is going to go down to the power plant. Let's see. Where should I go? Maybe for now we'll just take this. Kind of hide it behind this. Careful to disconnect that and that. See some old lines we could rip down. So we'll do that just to clean up while we're working on this. Now, I'm not sure about the amount of iron ore. So, oh, boom. Perfect. Do that. Tap into here as well for a little bit more iron ore so that we are definitely going to have enough iron because I want both asteroids covered for meteorite protection. So that it makes it easy to do lots of space exploration later on. I think this was a copper volcano. It's kind of getting into too many projects. Let's ignore that. Too excited to do too many things all at once. We'll come back to that another time. Check on Explorer. Okay, so hydrogen piling up in here now. That's fine. But one thing I do want to do is make sure that this pump comes in and gets access to this as well. And I want this to be a priority such that it takes it from the base. Then from that line. Just we make sure that this doesn't flood with hydrogen. That would not be good. Let's just make sure we prioritize on the base. I don't want to see petroleum spill where it doesn't need to go. We may have an issue with some of that ice. Why don't we do this? Get it out of the way. Move this to the side. Maybe we'll do that too. 1.8. Okay, we've got to be ready for another dupe. Do we have a sleeping? Oh, yeah, we have an extra barracks. Okay, next time, instead of getting a random item, let's take another dupe, which allow us to get more done as time goes on as well. Let's take a minute to see if we've got any pips around. We don't. Lots in here, though. This doesn't seem right. Why do we have all these tame pips out around, outside the base? Have they been able to escape somehow? I'm a little concerned. Okay. Oh, I bet you I know what happened. I have and that's why I don't have pips on the other asteroid. I've asked for some eggs at one point to be taken from here over to here, and I dumped them out. But this must never have had pip egg selection. That's what happened. Okay, let's make that a priority. Artist throwing some eggs over. Okay, that's fine. Now they're being picked up. Okay, that will allow us to get more pips in the future so we can get more hydrogen. I'm just going to disable eggs in here. With a one dupe show, it is taking a little bit to get things done. Oh, and hydrogen spilled in here. You know what? I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. Okay, perfect. So this is what I want to see. Let's disconnect this. Oxygen. Fluted oxygen. What? Okay, I have to isolate, first of all, where that came from. That could have either come from, well, it couldn't come from the top of this asteroid because that's actually not going anywhere, which is kind of a problem in and of itself. Not a large amount of hydrogen that is built up there, so I don't think we have to worry about that today. That could have come from this guy here, maybe? Oh, no. No, it would have had to, unless... Ah. What are you doing? We've got hydrogen selected. 120. Oh, a buff. I've got a buffer instead of a filter. That is the pain that is happening there. Whoops. Okay, so that is basically a huge mess. Though we did catch it before it actually became a problem, which is nice. I'm just going to destroy it, and the dupes can just recreate the whole mess. Did we get any? It becomes really annoying when you've got a storage area like this and you accidentally send in gas, but luckily we caught that before that ended up happening. So if you making this out of sandstone, since that's what there is lots of around. Come back up here to do a replacement on that line. Steel is at 3 tons at the moment. Will the... I never thought about this, but will the dupes be able to go up there? Because they come out here without suits on. I don't know if they can. And do I need to do this type of thing to prevent the dupe? Okay, that... We may have an issue, though. If I did this, could we have a temporary... Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll work. Just as a way of dupes being able to get to the, I guess, the attic type of deal. Let's just make that mesh. Prioritize this, except for the power, send that back down. Okay, so that was meant to be a filter. Try that again. Reset that up. Starvation. Don't think this is a serious problem. I think we've got an issue here. A volmole. Yeah, so there were some issues last time. Won't go into all the details, but one of them was a breakout of the volmoles. Shovels. Think that issue has been contained. Looks like it. Oh, and we are now ready for the next dupe. So I stepped into a black hole, which if you haven't played Oxygen Not Included much, that means your game has crashed. Fortunately, this actually happened a little bit earlier before the hydrogen non-hydrogen issue, I guess. So I guess technically there's a plus there. We still have to get rid of that buffer gate. And I'm going to do a save before the next dupe arrives, which is in 0.2 cycles. So we'll send this back up like that. Let's make a priority of doing this section. I'll ask for these to be refreshed so dupes can go out in space later on, though that may not be this episode. Make sure we get our filter pointing up like that. Okay, because there was a crash last time, let's do a save, just call it test, and I will try this again. So I managed to get a dupe set up without crashing my game. So this is Doctor. So if we need any dupes in the hospital, we'll actually have a specialist, finally. So they'll be able to find a cot on this asteroid. Let's make sure we throw them in a schedule. We need to make a new one. Let's set up 8 over here. Offset this like so. Put Doctor down there, and they're going to be able to take advantage of their night owl status. Okay, and then where were we? Up here. We were fixing this up. Check over on this asteroid. A few more pieces of pipe need to be done there. Always takes Explorer a little longer since they're just a team of one. Let's just push that in. Otherwise, we're leaking gas. Not leaking gas anywhere else, are we? I don't think so. And a little bit nervous that we're going to get a dupe trapped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this higher priority so I can make sure it's finished before I move on too long. Also ask for starvation. I think they're actually struggling. Let's validate that we've got food down here, though. We do. Also, I feel like I should stop using things that involve... That one's fine. My sleet wheat and save it. Let's save our lettuce. Let's stop producing that. Surf and turf technically be fine. Let's turn that off. So that we can focus... What's mixed berry? Let's turn that off. And, oh, Frostburger not even on. Okay. Right, and the other thing is I'm not producing frost buns. Toasted marmalade. Let's not bother with that, but frost buns, there we are. Okay. To the same setting over on this side. Make sure we empty these. It'd be so nice once I finish with the infinite gas storage. Where I won't have to do that anymore. Or what was I trying to do before that little interruption? I think just reestablish that. Just that if we get hydrogen in this area, we'll be able to take it out of this spot and into our infinite storage. Oh, nuts. Okay, missed that. Whoops. Okay, did not mean for petroleum to be sent down there. It was supposed to go in here. A little bit of snow we can kick out. And once this is filled in fact, I'll, actually, it's not a big deal. Just leave that alone. I don't care if there's a little bit of hydrogen out. Just want to minimize the cross between hydrogen and carbon dioxide. So I think we have done it. Maybe not quite. I'm realizing we're not actually consuming this. So let's go down here, connect that, and let's stop sending this down in that direction. I will need to combine... This is confusing. That's... Oh, maybe because the little work that I had when I lost Doctor. But we will want to cross over into here. Go up like so. We'll cut that. In fact, just get rid of that. We'll have this go up from there. Then we've got these guys, which we no longer want to, what I should do. We'll have that just go up into the storage. So I think we do this type of thing. Cut there. We may have all that is necessary for that. Let's cut this off. We don't need any more to go down this direction. With that, let's break into these two guys. Now that means we're ready for scientists to come over and do the analysis. So I will ask for scientists to come on over. Where are you, bud? There you are. I will see if I can get their suit off before they actually land in there. Take off your jet suit. Plumber. Oh, plumber. Did I select plumber? No. Why was plumber coming up there? That's strange. Mechanic. Supplying research. Oh, they're rushing up to grab that little data bank that I had just produced. Okay. There's scientist. Take off your suit there, bud. So when you go up, you can leave that behind. And let's make this a 9. We only have one suit in this zone, though. So explore, if you could actually just make a second one. Provide that with oxygen. Make sure it has some power. And I guess petroleum as well. Vacuum lost. What happened here? Did the jet suits output carbon dioxide? Is that what has just happened? Oh, if that's the case, unless carbon dioxide broke in, I don't see where it could have. Okay, nuts. One option, we could just keep permanently a pump in here for the occasional carbon dioxide that may find its way in. But it would be nice if we could reestablish this. Maybe just, oh, the alarm, just maybe down one instead. Automation wire, we'll get rid of that. Okay, was not expecting that. Where were we on this? Oh yeah, a scientist doing the research down there. And we were playing with some hydrogen piping. That is going to empty these two, which means we'll be able to get rid of them in time. Get rid of some of the old piping. It goes down like this. I see hydrogen has not made its way around the right way. That's a problem. Let's see why. Once that's fixed, I guess I'll also need that reversed. And we can get rid of that old line. Let's check on this setup. Oh, there's power. Fair enough. Did not work. There we go. Okay, we've got one carbon dioxide geyser now analyzed. Scientists looking at the second one. Let's dig around them. A little bit worried up here, so maybe before I go too far, we'll add that in like that. Oh! Scientist sleeping. Solid petroleum. I just made the assumption that it was minus something for petroleum. I may have made just a huge mistake. Hold on. Never make assumptions in oxygen not included. What am I doing? Petroleum. Freezes at minus 57. Okay. I should have used ethanol. But even ethanol. Minus 100 and something. Ethanol would have been what was necessary. Shoot. Okay, well, that being the case, maybe we just don't worry about spilling in, or you know what we could do, just to minimize it. We could just put it in a door, maybe. No, let's bring down the ethanol. We actually don't need, I think, this setup anymore anyways. So I suspect, oh, maybe we will. Let's keep that in existence. There's plenty of other locations with ethanol. think I'm just going to get ethanol to be dropped off. Scientist. Someone needs to dig this out. Do they have enough power? Yeah, let's, they're probably focusing on research first. So, no, that's no good. Scientist. I can get down to this asteroid. Tell you to focus on digging first. Okay, now scientists, if you want to get back, you can. Let's make that the priority. There should be a few locations. There, we'll destroy that. That has a little bit of ethanol in it. Oh, I see some polluted water on the ground. That's not cool. All right, let's look. The hydrogen setup. Is that working fine? Hydrogen coming down, visiting our power plants. That's what I want to see. These guys slowly emptying. No longer needing that little section there. With that, let's validate that we've got a vacuum set up in here. Put in the same alarm like there. Now let's deal with the natural gas. And let's be able to get rid of these, which will be super, super nice. I can't believe we are on getting close to cycle 500. Oh, colony achievement. I just nailed that down without even trying. Oxygen not included. Distribute 1,000 kilograms of oxygen using gas vents. All right, and that has been from supplying probably mostly the jet suits. Okay, so what I need to do now is select a location. I might get another dupe though first. Aha! Another black hole trying to select a dupe. Well, I have my game set up not to save every other cycle, so sometimes I have to go back when this happens, realizing that petroleum's going to freeze, so we're going to let that go. And put in ethanol. We've got to repatch up this, unfortunately. Get rid of some of the excess pipe yet again. You can see this needs to be reversed again. That part can go. Yeah, I'll just get rid of some of these bridges that aren't needed anymore. Don't see hydrogen. Oh, right. Redo that. Double check everything is good up here. What about the... Do I have to redo the system? I do. Currently a vacuum though. We'll see if actually this ends up being a problem or not. We'll make room for a pump just in case. Can't remember what side the power is going to be on. I think it's on the left. Yep. Okay, so there's that just in case. Little excess bit there. Hydrogen pipe can go. That part can go. Oh. And some smooth hatch. I guess they're just hanging around. As long as they are not wasting the metal. It was for an achievement I've already got done. See some waste on the floor. It's hard to deal with. What I should do though is at least have something. Maybe build that right there, since I've got a similar thing over on this asteroid. Probably built now. Yeah, let's do ethanol. High priority. Oh, that's not going to work unless we actually do that first. Let's do nuclear waste drop off at high priority, just so we can get it out of our base instead of re-popping up here all the time. Okay, and we have to, yeah, it's annoying when you have to redo things. Sometimes you forget. Oh, I see some polluted water on the ground here. Did I forget the polluted water? It was over on this asteroid, or maybe it hasn't showed up yet. Deliver a suit. Scientist, are you done with your analysis? You are not. Just curious why. Oh, that's an Atmo suit. Let's just take this one down on the ground for now, so we can get 2 dupes in one location. There we go. That's what I like to see. And I'm definitely going to be saving less than a minute. A little bit of hydrogen. Not... Okay, what I shouldn't have done this. I should have at least done this type of thing. There, otherwise we get hydrogen building up inside the base itself, which I do not want to see. Okay, now, wait, careful. Let's, oops, save. And then I will try this once again. Okay, so it actually took a few times to do this. Oh, goodness, please don't break on the change in the outfit. I wanted the astronaut to have the little space icon on their suit. That's this one here. Okay, please. Oh, all right, past that hurdle. We are now up to 18 dupes. Plan to get 20. The 20th is going to be bionic dupe, so I'm not going to do that today, but let's do standard stuff, which is put astronaut. So I think I'm going to go up to 19 today. So one more dupe after this, and then I'm going to stop for the day. Astronaut, give them a rocket piloting over time. Let's start with carrying. We've got some time before we go in space. I figure. Artist, are you ready for anything? Too hard digging. Biologist, critter ranching. Builder, maybe just a little bit of strength. Carpenter, maybe a little bit of strength. Chef, will leave you alone. Doctor, just in case we need medical support, let's focus doctor on that. Another mech eng, always nice. Oh, 2 new mech enges, that's nice. So automation should be a lot easier now. Rancher, I think we'll just leave you alone. Veterinarian, same thing. Okay, and then there was 18. Little change needs to be made over here. Let's go make sure things didn't get screwed up over here. Still want to have a little bit of ethanol added. White. Is this going to be too annoying of a process? You know what? Let's just leave them alone. They'll sort that out over time. I will ask, though, that to be opened up once again. Similarly in here. Just push some of the gas back. Maybe have that as insulated. Okay, where were we? That's probably the gas, oxygen. Oxygen not included. All right, we've got oxygen not included. So, with our little setup for hydrogen, now I can get back to, once again, the carbon dioxide, natural gas, or not, maybe not natural gas, we already have that one, and chlorine. Carbon dioxide and chlorine storage. We'll put that towards the bottom of the base, somewhere down here. And yeah, I'm going to plan that out now. So I'm going to be starting with a mass dig underneath my base. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be a terrible idea, but I'm going to start popping. We're going to get rid of this pump. I'm very happy to get rid of these. Going to clear that out first. Cut the pipe that goes to it. Being a little presumptuous by assuming that this is going to work. I could always rebuild worst case, but my thinking is, would it be a bad thing? Realizing it would, in the way that jet suits kind of would be allowed to come down in this direction. So let's just hold off a second. Well, dupes, you're too fast. You're too fast. What I want to do is have that built across. Let's do that at priority. Otherwise, jet suits are going to be allowed to go on the side. Yeah, that's figured that was going to happen. Take off your suit there, bud. But the thinking is, if I could... yeah, was not careful enough about this. Yeah, they're doing this just to annoy me. Just pure and simple. Okay, so with that, let's see if that will work. I'm just worried about the heat, but actually the location right here might be perfect. We've got a cool slush geyser. So that may maintain the temperature from getting too hot below. Let's hope that's the case. That's the case. Let's try doing a similar thing here. This time I am going to put this in place before the dupes are allowed to take off their, or put in or dig underneath such that those freaking jet suits can get through. I will have to redo these because we let too many dupes through the base. Now over here, I've got this little thing. Actually, this is not used anymore. So let's just tear that down. We're going to get a bit of an oxygen bubble, but whatever, it's fine. I can live with it. Popped eardrums and all. Some liquid here, which we don't need to be there anymore, so I'm going to dig that out. Ask for that to be destroyed. We're going to keep that door in place so we don't get dupes to go the wrong direction. Now, let's be smart about this. Let's put a wall. I'm going to get alarmed that vacuum is lost unless we destroy those. Get back. Flip over on this asteroid. We've got analysis complete on both of those. So, scientist, you can come back. Okay, teleport you. You should be able to get back. I may need to do this because we've lost some suits. I wish that was the default. You didn't have to... You explicitly have to say don't provide a suit if you didn't want one. Otherwise, by default, it would just have one. Work that way, that'd be nice. Anyways, I'm just going to put this in. We'll do this at priority. With these done here, I guess a little bit of work. Oh, let's we no longer need anything here, so we can get rid of that. And we will put in, make that out of copper since we got massive amounts of copper. Guess we won't need these anymore. Okay, so the old pump down there, taking that out. We'll take out some of the automation pieces. Make a priority of putting this in. Let that pump run, but as soon as this is built, we won't need it anymore. Okay, so we had that. Oh, let's dig this out so we can actually get the gases to fall down and out of the way. We do have a bit of an issue. I didn't really see in this particular case where there's not a lot of room if I want to capture this. In fact, we may not need that. Kind of looks like that never fills up that much anyways. So why don't we do this? Allowing me to be able to take some of this out, down like that. Gonna ask for that to be taken out. Let's empty that. Let's take that out. Stop sending stuff in those canisters. I might as well just do that building select like that. Okay. Well, that being the case, my thinking was we'll get down here. Maybe we'll just mine this whole area. Let's do a quick check to make sure things aren't getting too hot. No, I think we're gonna be fine. Down here, actually, because of this guy, this might actually be perfect. Kind of situation. Okay, a few more tiles right in here. But I think it is time to solid carbon dioxide. It is so cold in this zone. Yeah, I will need a warming system. Maybe I'll take a moment to plan that out now. So for this zone, I've been debating, okay, if I take another dupe, we're going to do a save. But I was thinking either I have a separate system on both sides. These are so close. I think we're going to combine this into one system. So we'll do that that way. And I'm going to save just in case something goes wrong. And let's grab our 19th dupe. So I did get another game crash. I don't know why the dupe stat selector is being so poor today, but anyways, made it through. So we've got assistant. The idea of this dupe, this is going to be a dupe. I'm a little bit worried about only having 2 dupes on cooking. This is going to be a dupe that will do cooking when the chef and cook need help, but it won't be their primary interest. Let's see, let's put in our assistant, which starting off with, probably just give them some strength. Actually, let's do grilling just in case we actually do need them for the cooking purpose. Most of the time, all other dupes are not focusing on cooking. I'm going to get assistant to be neutral on cooking so that they may consider doing that if it's needed, though that door there I guess doesn't need to be shut. But what was I going to do? Let's look at the schedule. So we're now at 19 dupes. So we'll put in a new schedule. Flick that over by 2. And put assistants there, which is not super awesome since they have a break during the day period. So maybe it would make sense to swap them with artist. For instance. And we'll put assistant up there. Okay. My thinking, I could change by the time I get there. But my thinking is I need 20 dupes to get another achievement. We're certainly going to do that. But if I'm looking at my achievement, I wasn't planning to have any bionic dupes. But now that I realize that there is a most valuable bionic, we're going to need at least one for that. So maybe that'll be the 20th dupe. And maybe I'll stop there. Maybe I won't. Haven't officially decided, but I potentially may stop there in terms of number of dupes. Anyway, that's my thinking on that. Let's get, where were we? I see engineer cranking out some of this, which we need for our metal refinery on steel. Still only 4 tons. We have not, I guess they spent most of the time cranking out the iron. So once all the iron is made, they should hopefully concentrate on the steel portion. Igneous rock. Okay, we keep running out of igneous rock. So we'll ask for more to be mined out. Deliver that in there. Do we have enough steel? Deliver another jet suit in here. I may need another jet suit then. Not sure if they weigh 1 or not. Another way of doing this actually would have been to select a single jet suit. Do I have that here? We don't. 100 tons of plastic. I don't think we need to watch that anymore. Oh, there's our jet suit option. Let's just hit cancel. Relocate to this location. Made a mess. Explore wide. Uh-oh. Are you in trouble? No. Oh, I know. That's why. That's... Okay, it wasn't the jet suit issue. They are stuck. Ah. Okay, after you soil your suit, explore. If you could do this and... Oh, my goodness. I actually did design that such that... Oh, but they need that to be dug. Then they can get back. I'm lucky that I actually had this ladder in place. Maybe make a note, don't rely on the fact that you will always have jet suits working. See a pip squeak in here, so there's that. Okay. So more digging happening over on this asteroid. I'm thinking of putting the carbon dioxide pump down here. Maybe the gas storage, perhaps right next to here. Just why not? Dig out that as well. So explorer, that could explain puddles that end up right in there. Do you not have the ability? Okay, where is... Explore. The cook, that is. No, you don't. That may stress you out, to be honest. We'll see how that plays out. And we never got carbon monoxide to be filled in here to a high level. Build that. Have that go into there. I think we've got lots of time since the other dupes have lots of digging. I'm assuming they won't need my attention for a little bit. Just plan this out briefly. Power from there, power from here. Check on our digging process. Yep, still lots to be done in here. Let's go to the top of the base, make sure that nothing is malfunctioning up here. Looks like it's fine. Well, what about the gas levels inside the base now that, yeah, no issue here. A little bit of an issue with that. Why don't we do this? We've got a heavy watt wire there, right? That's to serve that pump, which we don't need anymore. Let's get rid of all that. And that. And my thinking is if we restore, or if we put that in place, and get rid of this whole thing. Okay, so lots of work for Explorer to do. And we'll smash that. We'll smash that. Okay, so a little bit of a carbon dioxide bubble here unexpectedly, despite the fact that we've got this in place. So this may just need to be wider. Do that type of thing. This guy is going to be overpressured soon. Seems kind of sad. So why don't we do that? We're gonna have a dupe trapped on the wrong side, aren't we? Don't think there's anything. Ah, oh, shoot. Okay, smash this whole thing then. It'd be that way. Wait for it. We can take out. Oh, Doctor doesn't have the ability to dig through granite. Okay, we'll see if that improves the carbon dioxide level. I'd like to extend that over here. Now we're at bigger risk of the heat coming up and affecting our base. Carbon dioxide, coal. Why are we burning coal? We're just consuming that much power. I mean, I guess we've been producing, we've been using the metal refinery and the rock crushers. I'm hoping that's going to be temporary. It should be temporary, just because we're using so much, where are we with steel? Above 5 tons. Okay, what else? Open this up just for natural gas to flow down. How is Explorer doing? So yeah, we will not be touching the slicker stable today. That'll be definitely next thing. I can already tell. Overpressured in here. That is... Wow, it is very pressured inside this asteroid. Like, really pressured. Was not expecting that. What we may need is high pressure gas vent. So the goal in my mind is let's just put in the carbon dioxide pump and storage, and I think we'll call it a day. Let's validate that though we actually have gas able to get out of here. What I might do too is just smash this whole thing down here. Just to give ourselves a little bit more... realizing dupes are gonna have to get wet in that process. You know what? I think they're gonna live. That will just give a little bit more room for liquid to be output down here. In that guy like this, make sure that's part of the heavy watt wire system. We'll see if stress level goes up or not. Okay, enough of that. Does that improve things? Maybe to some degree. Ooh, okay, I see a few more things need to be done in here. More digging in here. Calories 1.8k. So now that I've got 19 dupes, I do have to watch that level. Make sure I haven't overdone things a bit. Frostburger. Is my limiting factor... Oh, we've got tons of barbecue meat, so maybe not. What about lettuce? We've got lettuce. So barbecue and the frost buns. How are we doing for frost buns? That might be our limiting factor. Let's look at sleet wheat level. We've got a lot. And we're making buns, right? Frost bun. Oh, I might have... I should have been... frost bun needs to be selected here. And here, so that it is excuse me, automatically sent to the right deep freezer. Let's validate that the sleet wheat is in the... Oh, sleet wheat's here? Well, that's some of the sleet wheat. Is that all? Is that where all the sleet wheat is? Is there any sleet wheat over on this side? That's the problem. That we've got an issue. Okay. Everything going... The sleet wheat that comes from the farm, both experimental and here, is... No. No. We've got something wrong here. We've got these essentially crossed, don't we? Because this one here should be going up into the first storage so that sleet wheat can be made into frost buns. This one here, the lettuce, should be going into here. Can get rid of that little end piece there. Because the lettuce is used in the rustic, in the gas range. And what I will need to do... Okay, this could explain why calories are not as high as maybe they should be. Gonna get dupes to move that here. Do that. And then check to make sure sleet wheat is not set to go back in there, but it should be set now to go into that. Make that a priority. Okay, so sleet wheat now making its way into here, so that's accessible by this auto sweeper and accessible by the grills. Auto sweeper putting that into the grills. Then we can start making some frost buns. So it's not burger. It's actually really nice seeing that burgers are not the limiting factor at the moment. Frost buns now being made. Frost buns should be being sent over here. And then if they're being sent over here, then we can make frost burgers. 1.9 million calories. I think that those little changes, even though we've got more dupes, is going to push us over to 2 million calories and more. That's the hope. Anyways, I see that the dupes are pretty much just finished with this little section. Maybe we'll ask for, pull down just to that level. Maybe put the gas storage in this zone over here. And I think we're almost ready for more work in here as well. So thinking is we will insulate kind of like that. Okay, that should give explorers something to do for a moment. A little bit more digging in here. Let's check the oxygen level inside the base. Looking much better, except for not so great over here. That might be the natural gas that's being produced from this guy. I did kind of... I've got a lot of stuff that's preventing gas. Just not a big enough space to be opened up. What to do about that? Just gonna put that like that, that like that. I mean, I guess I could just build a pump down here, a separate pump. I don't need to have one massive pump for everything, actually. I'm gonna change my design a little bit. We will need a pump in here and down there. A few more digging pieces. A little bit of insulation in there. I wonder if it will be needed. Probably. Why are you walking with a jet suit? That was strange. I've never checked on bleachstone levels. We've kind of been maintaining despite the fact that we're growing all the lettuce. I'm going to ask for random 5 pieces to be made in our bleachstone hopper. That setup seems like it's still working. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Worst case, I guess the natural gas could go down this way, but that means whoever's going to be working the metal refinery will be able to breathe natural gas. Miner, what are you doing? Oh, are you? No. Are you out of? Ah. That is, that's a problem. Okay, stop making a mess. Are you able to get back? Okay, I've been trusting the suits way too much. The dupe's ability to make sure they get back safely. I don't know why Miner did not fly back. That makes the suits a little bit more annoying. Let's do that. Oh! What? You weren't out of... Okay, they thought they were trapped somehow. Somehow Miner did not realize that they could fly out of there. That's bizarre. And they even made a mess. Okay, I've got to get thinking then. With that, I will design our pump system. So to end for today, I'm going to get some insulation here. I think the project for Explorer will probably carry on Tuesday. But the project these guys have is I want to extend the heavy wire system down. We're putting in a pump here that's going to look for not oxygen or polluted oxygen. And if so, we're going to send gas this way, do some filtering. We're going to be looking for natural gas, which will go up this direction and be combined with our infinite gas storage for natural gas up here. The other two things that I suspect we're going to be getting is chlorine and carbon dioxide. So we'll have an infinite storage for both of those things. I've got to look for, I probably shouldn't have closed that actually, now that I think about it. I've got to look for some petroleum yet again. Find some of that somewheres. What is it, 100 again? Okay, whatever that is, we'll move that right here. Open that up. Add priority. The other thing that I've done, I was going to show Explorer's Asteroid for a second, but let me just get another acorn. I've made this a little bit wider, just so that the game doesn't get confused, or Explorer doesn't get confused and think that they can't get through once that's built. It's a bunch of solid carbon dioxide coming out into the world. I'm going to have a warming system, but that's going to be, we'll design that section of it next time. Unless these guys take a lot longer to make this. I don't think they will. Realizing too, I've got a cross connection of the Atmos suits, or not the rocket suits, which I don't want. So I'm going to make a divide somewhere. Actually, this is perfect because this would separate the gas. Make that right there. The gas separation isn't so much the key. But yeah, I don't want dupes to cross on both sides and then we get too many suits on one side versus the other. So the idea is I've got this quadrant down here for these suits. I've got, this is actually feeding this entire area, except for we've got a separate area, which we built last time. Still finding some suits not being reset. Where are we? 11 spare jet suits. So make sure that gets topped up. Okay, so that should take care of that problem. And I'm going to look for oxygen. Okay, the other one not built yet. Let's take the petroleum, empty that. Okay, checking on Explorer's project. I really wish you could put a setting for something before it's actually built. Because right now, I'm thinking about it, it's on my mind. If I go somewhere else, I could forget about it, and it could not be, that was not enough petroleum. I actually didn't look to see how much. 82, yeah, that'll, must have grabbed a piddly amount. So we're going to look for polluted oxygen. Maybe have that run for 60 seconds. Let's make sure that we have to restock these suits potentially because of that cross connection that I had there. Oxygen, polluted oxygen. Another 60 seconds. Empty that petroleum. Explorer making their way down. It might be ready. I think they are outputting carbon dioxide. I can physically see it. Okay, that answers that question. Does this produce carbon dioxide? The answer is yes. In the case of solid carbon dioxide when they're flying around. That would explain what was happening here. I think the thing is they spend such a short period in this zone, they don't often output. So it's often not a problem. I'm going to make the same fix over here just for future proofing. Grab a little bit of copper ore since we've got a lot of heavy watt wire line. This was supposed to be for natural gas. How much natural gas do we have? We probably have like tons and tons, over 500 kilograms per tile. Times that by 6. We're probably getting low in igneous rock. If there was some around here, that'd be awesome, but I don't think there is. Maybe some more in here, more up here. We'll ask for that all to be mined away. It feels strange to mine igneous rock. It's usually not one of the things I'm low on ever. Don't know why the dupe can't reach that, but let's not worry about that just now. A little bit of igneous rock over here too. Okay, hopefully that will do. Still doing research, probably databanks that we're out of. Double check some of our rooms. We still have our nature reserve intact, all our stables. I see critters in every stable, plants. Nothing has gotten too hot, too cold. We still have water going in, polluted water. Tube axis is working, though that's more for, we won't be using that. We haven't used that so much today, but our steel production has not climbed massively. Lime. Okay, clearly there's fossil in here, so that's just because this is a lower priority task. So clearly the dupes are keeping busy. I may have to change that at some point if I want to get to the point. I think actually I'll probably leave it because I don't think next episode I will be going up here and doing that. I'll be focusing, I think, on the oil slicker, or just the slicker critters. I think all that's left is to make sure. Okay, let's not connect that yet. All this is done. Just going to make a priority of that. Actually, I should be making a priority inside here so that we can get this sealed off. I'm insulating this. I don't really think that's actually necessary. And that being flooded, we better dig underneath that guy. If that floods, that'd be a problem, but we'll just hope that doesn't happen. Why am I having to do this? This is not fun. I wish that this was just an automated thing. Just always keep... if they ever change the game in the future and add that ability, oh, that'd be nice. So I will want to create on the one that is going to have be designed. Oh, petroleum. We've got a maximum of 2,000, and we're above that. Shoot. I could change these out. I think I will. I was just worried that these guys here are, they melt because they're made of plastic, but I don't suspect it's going to be extremely hot in here. Okay, just grab random item. Some copper. Power-wise, I want to be careful because I didn't actually connect this in the right way yet. What's wrong? What's wrong? I see. Yeah, over here, over here. Catch that, catch that. Might as well disconnect this little section too. In favor of upgrading to heavy watt wire. More insulation still needed down here, so we can take our time on that project. Starvation, you're not. Go find some food. Slime lung, really? There is a bit of it around, isn't there? I did not know that. Okay, I'll deal with that another time. Okay, this pump not really running for any great purpose at the moment. Doctor, not feeling so well. Okay, we'll have to come deal with that another time. So thinking, this is for carbon dioxide. That's for chlorine. seal this off. Otherwise, that's just going to go in and out, which is not the idea. I think we've got everything in place, I'm hoping. Carbon dioxide already lined up to go as far as here. I'm not actually using carbon dioxide yet, but we will probably next episode if I get those that slicker staple made. One more tile being put in here. Then we can make the connection there. So let's see. Carbon dioxide up to here. We don't have any... Oh! Hydrogen. I was not expecting hydrogen. There's not going to be a lot of hydrogen. But I do have an excess system over here. Maybe what I should have done is had that go a little bit further away. That hydrogen could have kind of gotten out of the way. Maybe eventually do that type of thing. Get that to jump in there. That's for natural gas. Where did that hydrogen go? Should have went in here. Or it could have, actually could have already made its way out. All right, so a vacuum has been made in there. So now that can hold chlorine. That can hold carbon dioxide. We've got a pump down here, which will take care of both the natural... I don't know if this is going to be enough, actually. That pump might be too far down. We'll see over time. I'm just curious if this oil refinery pipe blocked. Oh, that's the petroleum line going out, which just means we've got enough that meant to be taken out so that someday we can deal with that copper volcano, but that won't be anytime super soon, I don't think. Lots of gas. This big, massive area. We're in no rush because this is not a livable area. On the other hand, this is kind of a tall, more awkward space. I wonder if I should have done this to help. Taking out some of that. Could take out, what else? Pip, stay away from that. That's sported seeds, don't want you touching. Could clean up some random, Oh, that's not good. Our cooling system. Not running. What, did I destroy that today? Okay, I've got to fix that before I finish for the day. That should have been a liquid pipe thermosensor. Make that out of gold, sitting right there. So we have a separate cooling system over here that should be running still. Damage. Damage. How did that happen? Even though I have a separate line to dump liquid on you, you took a little damage at some point. Okay, that wasn't expected, but hey, keep an eye on that. Building entombed. What else? What else? Opening up this. Oh, yeah, right. Very important. It's not just good enough to build. I've got to actually have it say something appropriate, which is, I don't know, say 23 or above to cooling. And our cooling system is running once again. So that didn't look like things got out of hand. But if that was left running, this would just get hotter and hotter. I can see a little bit of a hot spot that has allowed itself to build up. There are hot spots outside of the asteroid. Still, this is maintaining here, even with our outage. That must not have been broken that long ago. I must have probably when I was destroying some of this. That's definitely what that must have been. Gas getting a little thinner down here. That's a good sign. This experimental farm, a little bit in the... Why do we have so much sleet wheat? I guess we don't have water. Why don't we have water? Because I took the power away from an essential system. That's why. Okay, that's going to be done today then. Let's put that in like that. Get rid of that little end. Anywhere else, water coming from here. Did I destroy that? This is an essential. Sometimes just one pipe, one bridge missing, one little temperature measurement system can throw everything off. Just wild. This is one of those things that essentially needs to be in. So this is water that we're collecting from Explorer's Asteroid. Here is the power to go in. I decided to upgrade this to a heavy watt wire line. And didn't realize we would have a critical outage. And at the same time, having this, there were all kinds of things that were going to cause really terrible things to the base. But, sleet wheat. Still not growing an experimental farm, but that's probably just because that has an awkward way to get there. Oh! If it can get there at all. You know what? Let's change that. Okay, even more to do. Let's go up through like that. Because otherwise, we'll never get a special seed out of this system if we don't actually provide water for sleet wheat inside the experimental farm. Always so much to do in this game. Never enough time. Just a few pieces of insulation, so that's good to see. Next time we'll put in the heating system. Have that running. That'll be perfect, such that next time when we work on our flicker stable, we'll have our source of carbon dioxide. Plus, we'll also have mass amounts of carbon dioxide here that we'll be able to use as well. So just validating that we've got a priority order going up. But going out here, a little bit of chlorine has made its way in here. Okay, so definitely we get the carb that there correctly. And what is starvation? Why are we getting? I actually had lowered the setting that I'm getting notified. I might want to change that. All right, a couple of tests, and I think I'll finish for the day. Gonna end the day with a few checks. Put this on maximum speed since I'm wanting to get the rock crusher running. So if they do run out of something to do, we'll at least make more steel. 7.5 tons. We haven't produced a massive amount. I'm gonna ask for 99. Produce some of that. Rock crusher being used there. Okay, awesome. Well, with that, let's see. I want to make sure that I've got all of this set up. Got our gas going, natural gas going up that way. Storage for those two. We got anything else? We've got a reservoir slash emptying right here. Got this set up. Natural gas. Is that getting out of the way? Not loving this. Worst case, if it spills over, it'll go that way. Maybe I just need to give this pump a little bit more time. I probably need electrolyzer. Hold on. So sometimes it's not so much about the pump, but the lack of pressure above the pump. So if I increase the pressure down here by putting in an electrolyzer, that should help push the natural gas down. Megafaun Spore. Okay, we'll take that. We don't have a source of chlorine, so actually that's probably not super useful. Well. Okay, I've been ignoring the... Oh, we've got a hydrogen vent. wonder if I should have... It's a little late now because Explorer has already been putting in all of these. Speaking of which, I wonder if we have a team pip. Let's do this. Why is this guy here not happy? Is that too cold? Oh, it is too cold. Oh, wow. Look at that. We've got temperatures that are too cold over on this side. Ooh. I did not notice. I assumed all the extreme cold was from this. There's extreme cold over here. Well, that was not what I was expecting. Maybe what I'll do is have that put in place. Disconnect that. Actually, maybe... have this go like that. Have that go like that. Ethanol is not the best coolant. Starvation. Sometime that might be because that number needs to be higher. I wonder if a dupe has it reserved and the other dupe's just waiting for someone to take it out of the fridge. So having that at a higher weight, that might have been the problem that I keep getting that. Okay, so with that electrolyzer there, that is looking better from there, but we may need one down here too. Connect that into there. It's already in the power system. Okay, I think this is something that won't be done until next time, but no rush. Oh yeah, this pip, that's expected. We're getting a little bit lower of hydrogen, though. Fortunately, we have that, but okay, I think that's going to be tomorrow's problem. Other than that, we've got our natural hydrogen storage here. That looks like it's fine. There's no hydrogen in funny places. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to get rid of you and you. And our old piping setup up to this point. See the dupes using the party line. And what about finally the heat? I think it's still looking fine. Down here, a little warm. But let's importantly check the cooling system. Cooling system not visiting down here. So maybe that is something I'll change. Rock rushers could also be, put that in like that. Put that in like that. Have this line go down. Cross like this. Come back. We'll see if that's enough. I think this may be, unless there's some sort of disaster, that might be the last action for the day. Just need to wait for the dupes to finish this. And I can make a little disconnection. Excellent. Let me just check health here. I know there was a little damage on that, but gold not being taken out of this system. Okay, forget about that. So that should add... actually, you know what? I'll just say everything. So those little random pieces of material and steel can be brought out as well. And did I forget that down here? Okay, no. So aluminum is being produced. That is going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time where I continue on. And hopefully get a slicker stable and some solar panels and protections all the way up here. Till then.